Good afternoon, boys and girls. It's Mr. West here. I have a writer's workshop assignment for this week. It's our first one. We are going to stay in the theme of poetry. So last week we did a haiku poem, and big thumbs up to the boys and girls who submitted haiku poems to me. They were so fun to read, and you all counted your syllables very well. So super impressed with that. We're going to try a different style of poems. This one's super fun. This one, here I'm going to have to crouch down so you can see it, is called an acrostic poem. And acrostic poems are a lot of fun to write. They're very creative. And you can write them about anything you want. You can pick any topic. So before I explain the poem that I wrote here, remember, you want to make sure you write your name. So I wrote Mr. West. You want to make sure that you include the date. So I wrote Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. So make sure that's always done on your page first, boys and girls. Now, let's talk about an acrostic poem. What is it? Excuse me. So, an acrostic poem, the first step that you need to do is to choose a word to write about. So, just one word. And I chose the word Earth after the planet Earth, the planet that we live on. Because this week we started a space inquiry. We started talking about Mercury on Monday, the planet Mercury. And tomorrow we're going to be working on the planet Venus, or talking about it and learning about it. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to choose the planet Earth, because I think that'd be a cool planet to write about. And so each letter in the poem, or in the word, is going to start either another word or a sentence. So it's kind of tricky in that way. You got to really put your thinking cap on, and you want your word or sentence to relate back to the word that you chose. So all my sentences I wrote here all relate back to this word, Earth. And the word itself, we make sure we write it down the page. So it's a little different. You might say, well, Mr. West, usually you tell us to write across the page when you write. But with an acrostic poem, the word you choose, you want it to go down. So let's read the sentences that I chose to write about the planet Earth. And you tell me if they relate to my topic I chose. So for the letter E, I started, the first word is every. So this sentence says, every human lives here. So on the planet Earth, this is where you will find all the human beings, because we don't live on Mars and we don't live on Mercury or Venus. Earth is the best planet for us to live on because it's got the right temperature and it's just absolutely beautiful here. So the next letter in Earth is A, and it started the word about for me. So I wrote this fact about the planet Earth. It says about 150 million kilometers from the sun. So you can imagine if you got into a spacecraft and you tried to fly to the sun from Earth, you would have to go 150 million kilometers. So pack a lunch, it might take a while. The next letter in Earth is R, and I chose the word rotates. So the letter R starting the word rotates, and it says rotates in 24 hours. So when the Earth, we're talking about how Mercury takes, I have to look up the fact, but I think it takes about 55 Earth days for 1 day of Mercury. So the planet, the days and nights, it's when the planet is spinning, and that is what creates the day and nights, because we turn away from the sun, and then we turn back towards the sun again. So in Earth, we rotate every 24 hours. So that's my next sentence. The next letter is the letter T, which I chose to start the word two. And it says 2/3, and I put the fraction there so you boys and girls can see that. So 2/3 covered in water. So 2/3 of the Earth is water, which is pretty cool when you think about that. Most of our planet is water, so there's actually less land for us to stand on, which a lot of people don't realize. The last letter is the letter H in Earth, and I chose the word has to start this sentence. And it says, has a tilted axis. Has a tilted axis. There it is. That's the word I was looking for, an axis. So the Earth is actually, instead of, I'll use my hands here to kind of give you an idea of what I mean by that. There we go. It's hard to do that. So the Earth, if we have a circle like this, and it's spinning, the Earth is actually kind of tilted to the side. when it tilts. I wish I had a ball to show you guys this. Maybe I'll show you in our live meetups. But the tilted axis on the Earth is actually what creates our seasons. That's why we have winter and why we have spring. A lot of people think the Earth goes further and closer to the sun. So if it's spring, it goes closer to the sun. If it's winter, it goes further. It's because of the way the Earth is tilted. It's not standing up straight like this. It's actually got a little bit of a tilt. And we can talk about that on the day that we cover the planet Earth, maybe why that is. Why does that cause the seasons? So that is my acrostic poem. So there's my word Earth. Every sentence starts with one of the letters from my chosen word, and all of my sentences relate back to the topic I chose. They're all about the planet Earth. So I chose facts that I know about the planet Earth. Now, you could choose any topic you want. If you want to write about a planet or about space, by all means, you can absolutely do that. If you want to write about your puppy dog, or you want to write about your mom and dad, or you want to write about what you ate for dinner last night, you could choose anything you want, really. But the trick is you want to make all these sentences you write from the letters relate back to the topic you chose. Okay, boys and girls? So hopefully that helps. I hope you have fun with it. I really love doing acrostic poems. I do them a lot with the older kids when I was teaching them, and they certainly loved it. So you could also add in pictures. I didn't have time to add in pictures today, but you could absolutely decorate your poem if you want and give me some artwork. So please have fun, and I look forward to reading your acrostic poems. Take care, boys and girls.